Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures! We are back with more fun Chosen of the Kami from Dragon Trapper's Lodge. So if you have listened to me before, you know that I am an absolute sucker for samurai-themed models. And if you've never been here before, well, now you know that. I'm a sucker for samurai-themed models. And so we had the Chosen guys, the Celestials, I believe they were called, previously, and they are these big, bulky, armored samurai dudes with a variety of weapon options. And what was interesting is now we have a more human contingent. These guys are supposed to be kind of their souls have been reforged into the armor type deal. And so we now have some sword masters as well as archers. Unfortunately, I broke my archer. Dragon Trapper's Lodge didn't. I did. And I got so fed up I threw him in the trash. That really ticked me off. I was not able to fix that. That was 100% me and my clumsiness, though. So what's interesting is you can see a very distinct difference in the size here between the two of them, even though one is a little hunched. Actually, they're both a little hunched over. So that's interesting to see. We also have a new hero model. We have the guy with the big taiko-type drums on his back there, standing on the bonsai tree. This may not be the best print that I got off the print bed. You can see I needed to clean the solution out better, but this is like the Exalted Kensei warrior. And you know what? For all intent and purpose, you could probably clip off, because if you're not familiar, the Dragon Trapper's Lodge models often, not always, but often, have these little nubs on the bottom of their feet, and their bases are usually keyed for that specific figure, but it's just a little clip away and they are good to go. And I am absolutely sure that our Kensei figure here, who has both a one sword or dual sword option, would be totally fine on a regular base. And again, just to get that comparison between the two, you can see there is a bit of a size difference there. In addition to those, the most latest offering had something that I was really happy to see come back, and that was the Pureblood Dragonkin. Now, this one I printed and painted a while back, but he got some friends done in a very similar style, which I thought was going to be kind of fun. There's a third one, I didn't print it yet. My printer has been really obnoxious about wanting to print in certain spots, so we are trying to take it as we can, little by little, and hope it cooperates. And speaking of callbacks to older models, you may have just noticed I showed off that one Sumo model. Now the Sumo is quite large on a 40mm base. And again, you can see he hasn't been glued down to that base. And even with the Chosen guys, you can see there is a bit of a difference in size. And that got me thinking. So the Sumo models, there was a Sumo way back when, before the Lodge was doing the kind of, nice, complete army type deal. And funny enough, I have one painted right here. And believe it or not, they're actually pretty similar in size and shape. I thought that was a pretty nice callback. Now, obviously, they're very different looking in terms of the gear that they've got. But this guy from way back when really wouldn't look too out of place with this one as well. And one of the nice things about all of these new releases is, much like the previous heavily armored guys, we have a bunch of weapon options as well. So you have the traditional cannibal, the big metal clubs. We've got a dual axe model, which I thought was kind of fun. And then there is a third option with a big, giant, heavy hammer. In addition to all the other fun stuff. But what was really interesting to me, and I'll be honest, was the most interesting model I thought of the February releases. They had a whole Hunt for the Sea Angel pirate-themed lineup of figures. And their choices in pirates I thought was really cool. There were harpies, there were hobgoblins, there were orcs, the usual type stuff like that. But then there were the usual crazy monsters, which I think Dragon Trapper's Lodge has always had some of the coolest. But how many other companies are going to give you a blobfish mermaid with seashell pasties? no less. I saw this and I was like, oh, this thing needs to get printed ASAP, and it needs to get painted. I don't think that's supposed to be stuck in between the butt cheeks. We'll have to clean that out later. Even the base has the butt cheeks molded on there. Oh yeah. Hopefully I don't get flagged by YouTube for inappropriate things on display here. But yeah, if I can get things figured out on my printer, I absolutely would love to print out that big sea angel. It'll look really, really cool. Big aquatic dragon with giant, you know, fins and flippers everywhere all over it. I did manage to get one of the pirates. And I want to say he was a throwback as well, the monkey pirate. Why would you not want to have a monkey pirate? At first I thought he was like one of those Star Frontier flying monkey guys. Because I want to say that some of those things have shown up like in Spelljammer style releases, not just from the Lodge, but from other model makers in general. But no, he seems to be just a good old-fashioned regular monkey. And I guess as consolation for the fact that I haven't had a chance to start working on that Sea Angel yet. Not that I finished up like the big dinosaur things from a while back that the Lodge released that I'm trying to do. In the past, we had the glow hoppers as the mascot of choice, but it seems that we are now moving into the era of the ferret. And when I saw the current one, I was like, oh my god, I gotta get that guy printed up. We have the blue sea drake. It seems to me, even if it's not a ferret, it is some sort of animal, very rodent-like, dressed up as, what is it, the blue dragon slugs? I know it's one of those sea slug things that has a very similar, it's a very unique, somebody's going to have to correct me on that, I'm sure. But it is based on the nice, floaty, pretty thing of the ocean. So I was like, oh, that's really cool. My students currently are really into ocean stuff, and if I mention that to them, I'm sure they'll be happy to correct me. But as always, for somebody like me who enjoys just a very unique and different swath of creatures, characters, and monsters on the table, the Dragon Trappers Lodge has yet to fail in delivering some very interesting and cool stuff. So, as always, I don't know about you guys, but I'm looking forward to seeing what they have coming, and I am eagerly awaiting, hopefully, a chance to get this stuff painted in the near future. So, fingers crossed on that, and we'll hopefully see it show up on a Monday on this channel, in case you guys are curious. So, we'll have that link down below. You guys can check it out. Hopefully, do a better job painting it than I can, and be sure to show it to us. With that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.